AITAH for going on a girls' trip instead of taking care of my husband after surgery. I, 24F, have been planning a girls' trip with my sisters and 2 friends for the past year and a half. We spent 2 weeks in Greece and I just got back yesterday. Several months ago, my husband was told he needed his wisdom teeth out and was given several surgery date options. One for 3 months ago, one for the week I would be gone, and 2 or 3 options in October. The clinic was pretty booked out and my husband was in some pain, so I suggested he take the soonest available appointment to not only get it over with, but fix his pain sooner. Plus, I'd be out of the country the next available one. He didn't want to take the soonest one because it was too soon, and he wasn't mentally prepared, and I assumed that meant he'd just wait till October. My husband informed me 3 weeks before I left for my trip that he had booked that time slot and he'd need me to stay home and take care of him. I told him that wasn't happening and he needed to either pick a later date or have someone else help him. We fought, but ultimately it was decided my meal would come take care of him and I'd still go. Over the trip I spoke to them both a few times and his surgery went fine, and I continued with my trip. When I got home, my mill confronted me saying how horrible of a wife I was and that I had neglected my husband and chose my friends over him. My husband is still angry and his entire family is pissed at me. I feel like he had several options and knew fully well that I wouldn't be home on the date he chose. That he sprung it on me way too last minute to change my plans or get any kind of refund, and I made it clear I would be going. He tried to justify it by saying the first date was too soon and the later dates were too far away, and I had to understand that he could only do that week. AITAH. Put your thoughts in the comments and consider subscribing for more stories. AITAH for refusing to let my sister, 27, announce her pregnancy at my wedding after what she did. Context. If 30, got married last weekend and it was supposed to be the happiest day of my life. But drama unfolded and now my family is split in half. I need to know if I'm the a-hole or if my reaction was justified. Backstory, my younger sister, F27, let's call her Lucy, has always been the golden child of the family. She's smart, beautiful, and has always been the center of attention, whether it's her birthdays, graduations, or other significant life events. I've always felt like I was living in her shadow, but I've never said anything because, well, she's my sister and I love her. Lucy got pregnant a couple of months ago, and while I'm genuinely happy for her, I was also relieved that my wedding day could finally be about me for once. No one overshadowing me, no unexpected news. Just me, my partner, and our big day. The incident. A week before the wedding, Lucy called me, and during what I thought was a casual sisterly chat, she drops this bombshell. Wouldn't it be amazing if I announced my pregnancy during your reception? It would be such a surprise. She went on to explain that all of our family would be there, and she thought it would be such a special moment for everyone. I was stunned. I told her politely but firmly that I didn't think it was a good idea. I had spent months planning this day, and I wanted it to be about my husband and me, not a pregnancy announcement. Lucy said I was overreacting and being selfish. She said it wasn't a big deal, and that everyone would be so happy. I reiterated my stance: no announcement at my wedding. I thought that was the end of it, the day of the wedding. Fast forward to the reception. Everything was going beautifully. I was having the time of my life until I noticed Lucy looking a bit smug. That's when she tapped her glass for attention. My stomach dropped. In front of all our guests, she stood up and announced her pregnancy anyway. The room erupted in cheers and congratulations. I was frozen in shock. It felt like a dream. People immediately swarmed her with hugs and questions, and suddenly, my wedding was no longer about me. It was about Lucy and her baby. I was furious. My husband could see it, my bridesmaids could see it, and honestly, anyone paying attention could see I was upset. But I didn't want to cause a scene, so I left the reception early, crying in the bridal suite. My husband tried to console me, but I was heartbroken. Aftermath now. Here's where things get worse. The next day, Lucy texted me saying I was being a drama queen and that everyone was happy for her. My parents are taking her side, saying I should have just let her have her moment and that I'm being immature for being upset. But a few of my cousins and friends have reached out to tell me that they thought what Lucy did was selfish and wrong. The family is now divided. Some say I'm overreacting, while others say Lucy was out of line. So, AITAH for getting upset that my sister hijacked my wedding to announce her pregnancy. Everything in a nutshell. My sister asked to announce her pregnancy at my wedding. I said no, but she did it anyway. Now, I'm being called selfish and immature for being upset about it. AITAH for ending my marriage after my husband didn't want me at his fight, but had other women there. Me husband recently had a professional fight. For over 3 months leading up the fight, his preparation was grueling. He didn't eat properly, was always low on energy and stressed, and we couldn't go anywhere together because he couldn't eat or drink. During this time, he also mistreated me, especially when he was cutting weight. Despite all this, he asked me not to attend the fight, saying that I distract him and that he needed to stay focused. He even told me that only men would be there to support him and claimed that he isn't friends with any women from the gym. Even though I wanted to be there to support him, I respected his wishes and stayed home. After the fight, I saw a photo that showed some women from his gym in attendance. It turns out he sold them tickets, but he never mentioned this to me. When I confronted him about why he didn't tell me, he said that I didn't ask, so he didn't need to tell me. I felt hurt and tried to talk to him about it, but he didn't acknowledge my feelings and refused to discuss it. During the argument, he said I am broken because I was abused by a family member, adding all I have are those same family members and that I am exactly like them. I saw red. The argument escalated and became physical, and it was the final straw for me, so I ended the marriage. I've been diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, and I've been to therapy for over 5 years. I can't shake the feeling that he is a narcissist. This, though, keeps gnawing at me, especially when I reflect on how he's treated me over the years. Now I'm questioning whether I overreacted. AITAH, put your thoughts in the comments. ATA for confronting my boyfriend about his online conversations. A few days ago, I was at my boyfriend's place. While he was in the shower, I saw a weird tab on his laptop that I've never seen before. We've been kind of going through it recently, and I've been insecure, so I snooped a little bit. I opened the tab, and I'll just say I was completely taken aback. Found out he's been talking to an AI girl. At first, I thought it was just a joke, but then I saw that he was having real, like paragraph real, conversations with it. He was telling this AI stuff he hasn't even told me. We have a really close and personal relationship, but there was some venting going on about things I didn't know about. Also, I saw some stuff that was more than just casual conversation, if you catch my drift. When he got out of the shower, I told him I saw the tab below for AI open and asked him about it, trying not to make it into a huge deal, even though I was super upset inside, but he got super defensive. It then became a huge deal. He said it's just another way to pass the time, like playing a game or something, and that I'm making a big deal out of nothing. But I still feel extremely weird about it. It's not like he's talking to a real person, but it's also not exactly nothing, right? I know I shouldn't have snooped, but also I feel like maybe it was for the better. ATA for